I don't know why I look so sleepy. It's hitting me that I know in the bigger picture that, like, to me now, I don't know why, like, lately it's been coming to me that it's like you do have to believe in like zodiacs and stuff, but like, I mean, there's definitely certain things about the way my energy is that I can tell is different than the way other people interact with the world and like move around and stuff. Um, so like like it's easy to get caught up in it and forget that there's like a bigger picture to the way that the tapestry works itself out and all of that. But it hit me, and especially just because I don't know, something's happening now, like with my dad getting that diagnosis, and I realize that I have a tendency to fall into I guess it's idolatry, because um yeah, I don't know what else it would be called, like putting people, like seeing people as a guru. And it's interesting because I haven't done it with everybody, so I don't understand that. But there's been some people that I've stayed in connection to, but it's like a very rare, like I rarely see them, or I rarely like have had, like, we don't work, it's not like they're a client, or they're not like someone that I like work with consistently. But like I see that because even with my dad, I'm like, there's some sort of like, and I did it with my mom for a long time, and that's why it was like when the mask fell, it was so like jarring, because I was just like, how did I not see the insecurities, and like how did I not see that my mom was just about money, like all this, like, and then I'm like, I started to see anyway, I'm just like, it was real like scary. And as a kid, it makes sense that you would like probably run to your imagination a lot, and like try to create a world that people aren't, your peers aren't scary, or they're not. But because I still, like, looking back, I'm like, I don't remember, like, I think I think that the universe also works in a way, like I feel like there's a lot of similarities to like one of my neighbors, maybe all of them, I don't know. And the way that she is, where she's like emotionally, I'm not hating on them, although they're not nice at all, not even not nice, or they're rude to me, because they won't greet me. They not even greet, like if I'm like driving in, they'll like look down like that. It's weird. And I mean, I'm sure it's an insecurity, but it's strange. I'm like, we're neighbors, you wave at your neighbors just till it be like, hey, I see you. Like, it doesn't have to be even an interaction. So it's very, very strange to me. So anyway, I deal with that. But she's nice whenever she acts like social whenever I'm like around her, and I respect people who have social anxiety. I get it. I've been through all kinds of stuff with my kid. Like I'm anyways, and being empathic in general, you tend to be like, you're sensitive to that. You're mindful of other people and their needs and stuff, and like their space and whatever, and how they are. So like, I don't bother them or whatever. And I like my privacy as well. So, but I'm like, there's a resonance to the way my mom was. It was like she was there physically, and she did, like, I remember she played Scrabble with us, and I remember playing cards a lot with my brother and sister, and she would go out to the pier if wanted to go out and go swimming, and like she made meals. But I don't remember, like, I remember us playing together a lot, me playing by myself a lot, like playing outside and doing Barbies some. We played at home a lot, like, because it was a long time before my mom would let us like stay the night at other people's places. This is not supposed to be about all that. I'm not trying to unpack all that right now. But anyway, it's just, and we always had babysitters too. Like, we finally have one. Anyway, I have one for this kid now. She's having car troubles, but I don't know. But she's been amazing. All of the people that we've had help have been amazing. We've been very blessed. It's just people come and go, and I mean, we had the same thing with with growing up with babysitters. We had one girl that lived down the road, and I remember she was there for a while because she lived down the road. So that was just a weird convenience that happened. Um, Yeah, so I like, but it's also because my parents like, I don't know, maybe because I don't know what they were like before they had money, but we had money because my dad, they built a house from the ground up. It had granite and it was a large house. It was on the bay. Yes, they got the property. I'm sure they got a good deal with it. I don't know how they worked all that out because that was a long time ago. But no, everybody knows bay waterfront property is not cheap. It's not like it's just like, and they built a house. Like, I mean, it is, sometimes they say it's cheaper, but this wasn't like a small house. And they had to build it up on pilings because we went through at least 2, if not more, hurricanes there. And the water comes up onto and then my dad, I think he built the pier, but I think he had help building that pier. We had 2 boats. The one was definitely breaking down all the time, but the other one was like Cape Horn. So like my parents, and they helped us all get cars. They were all used, but we all got cars by the time we were, and I was like, bye. I'm gonna get a job, and I'm never gonna see you. Just kidding. I was at the gym and like seeing friends. I was out. Anyway, but I just remember that and we went, I don't know what, my dad started draining our SI, or is that what it's called? SSI? No, that's Social Security Trust Fund. I can't think of what it's called. For it to afford the school that we went to, because it was a private school and it was expensive. College prep school, so at least we all did go to college. But anyways, a lot of this was just real alarming to wake up to. I think I always had like, because because I idolized my dad too, like, and he will drive anything and like wear whatever clothes and like tattered clothes, and like he had that humbleness about him, and I idolized that too. So I did take that on as well, of like, but my mom would spoil us, so I was a bit of both. It's just so weird because now, like, my mom was like, yeah, like, she's about gift giving, and now I see it so differently of like, no, you were spoiling us, and like Hansel and Gretel type of shit, so that we would just like never leave you. And it's so disturbing to me now. My mom did weird shit, like bought us, and at Valentine's Day she started buying us like, not lingerie like those, but like they were like, I mean, some of them I still have because they're real sexy. They're like the like cami, thank you, I couldn't think of the name, camis. And I'm like, looking back, I'm like, the fuck, like, your mom doesn't do that. That's fucking weird. Okay, anyway, I mean, I'm sure we were teenagers. I don't know what age I was. Okay. Where was I going with this? I'm too tired for it, obviously. Yeah, so anyways, like, I idolize because it's weird, because I'm like, the other part of me is like, I know I never had a close relationship to either of them, but like I did when my dad would call me, because like he couldn't physically show up for anything, so he would like we would talk on the phone, and then he would tell me how the best thing he ever did in his life was have kids, and then it just became like a broken record because he'd just say all the same things. And I couldn't find the words or know, and really even know what to say to my dad the last time I saw him. And I'm like, now I have to be, that was before I found out. I knew he was having memory, like he was like not able, like he would, couldn't get to our place. Like I would give him directions, and then I ended up having to meet him. He'd left early and ended up having to meet him at the Wawa because he couldn't. And I mean, we're right around the corner from there. It's strange. Because I'm like, I asked him, I was like, you need me to drive you to work? But I know he goes to it's the same place, it's the same like route every day. But I'm just like, anyway, so there was something about I realized that I'm an idealist because of all this, and like going through what I've been through, and like having to like move through the grief and accept the fact that my kid's autistic, and like all the places we got kicked out of, all the times I've dealt with behaviors with him in public, all on my own. Like, and then it's weird because I've attracted people. I remember making another video about this, how like a lot of my friends were like people who don't have kids. Not all of them. Some of them are also people who have kids. But and then also the people that the other people I've met on the spiritual journey, a lot of them don't have kids. At least a lot of the people that I feel like I've worked like with, they didn't have kids, so they didn't like, they couldn't relate in any way like what I'm going through. And yet it's like, it was weird because it was like, I think because I still, like you're building your own confidence and stuff. So it was like, I still had this like level of codependency. I mean, maybe I'm sure I'm still doing something like this with my dad. Like I haven't financially separated us. So, and they were like telling me what I need to do and stuff. And then I'm like, it just hit me. And then I was like those people, they've never been through what I've been. They'd have never, I mean, of course, in general, like they're not there when you're doing shadow work and stuff too. But it was like, looking back, I'm like, why were they giving me like life advice when they wouldn't, that's not their, like it was overstepping their boundaries. It was like, that's not their place. And these are lessons that I needed to learn of like standing up for me. Like I see that too, especially as big Aries energy, is like standing up for myself and my kid. And I'm seeing that now about advocating more with like, cause that's been very like liberating for me to like speak out more about the things that I go through with my kid, because part of me wants to protect him, like protect his integrity is what's coming to me, but protect his like, I don't know the word. Like, not exploit him. But then I'm like, the other thing is I'm staying in isolation by not opening up about these things and not finding other people. I've already found them online. It's funny because I spoke that out and then I started finding more people online that I can relate to. They're not people here, but like, because even the people around me, even the families around me, like, again, I appreciate the privacy and all of that, but it's like, they see something, and it's interesting because we've had 2 random encounters with my neighbors where it wasn't even right here, where Teddy was having some behaviors. And so they have witnessed it. But in general, like there's not very many times, when he's outside, he's going to be generally more calm, or he's out here doing something he wants to do. So it's like times when, we're out in public and he's getting overstimulated, or, I mean, we have stuff happen at home too, but, you just don't know, you don't know when and where, and it's just not been, and they don't really know what, like other people who haven't gone through it, haven't dealt with special needs, like whatever, like there's just levels of that it's like, if you haven't gone through it, you just wouldn't know how to be a supportive friend or whatever, like, but it's just weird to me because I'm like, why does it take me so long to see some of these things? I don't know. Or why am I like, why have I been afraid to be more of an advocate? I don't know. Like, I don't know. But I don't know what the fear is. But anyway, I see that now with my dad. There's been this other person that I've been working with, and it just, because it hit me after our last conversation, is it was like, he doesn't really understand the extent of my anger, which is fine because that's not his, it's not his job. But he was like telling me things like, you should just do your thing, like go hit a pillow and stuff. And I'm like, I throw weights and I do air punches and I scream like I don't do that very often, but like, that's how I deal with my anger, or, and like, and then hold myself afterward. But it's not like a cute, like, let me go punch a pillow, and like, it's way more intense than that. Sometimes I kick a fucking wall. Like, there are some of them are for my kids, some of them are for me, the holes in the walls. So yeah, it's a little more intense than just getting aggressive at a pillow. And anyway, so I was like, they're not really seeing the whole picture there. And then also, like, with things that people have told me about, like doing, like, do this and it'll help you regulate with your kids. And I'm like, fuck you, dude. Like, you aren't dealing with light. You don't know what it's like. I mean, maybe they've been around kids and that's cool, but it still is not the same. It's never the same as it is with a parent to their kid, and dealing with aggressive behavior, like dealing with my kid beating me up or biting me. Today he had a behavior, like, there's no way of knowing when it's going to happen. And, things like my kid going and seeing his dad, and like, that's the only break that I get. And, and thus far it's been mostly a positive, but like afterward, my kid has to come and like, he still doesn't fully get it. He asks where I am when I'm not there. And he asks when he comes back, he's asking where Grammy and Cappy are and where dad is. And I have to just, like, he still doesn't grasp some of these like, I know that he knows we're not together, but like, he doesn't grasp some of these concepts. So, that probably is why has been acting out today. And I've had a harder time. Today was better. I fasted yesterday and that helped. So I was like, I've not been a strong enough advocate. Like, again, that's big area like that. I see that as well, being like, it's like, I'm kind of forced into that situation. And then being Aries, I'm like, why have I not been doing that? Because I've been letting other people stop me. Like, be like, no, you need to play small. No, you just need to do this and regulate your nervous system. And it was just like, that's just that test being put at me. Like, are you going to let other people's discomfort with the fact that you deal with aggression a lot be what stops you? And it's like, no. Like, I know it's an ugly part of the society, or like our human nature, but it's something I deal with a lot. Like, it's not an every single day thing, but it's every week. Like, it's every week. It's either me or my kid. Sometimes both of us. More often my kid. But yeah, he had a moment with me, and he's done it with both of his therapists, but he had a moment with me where he like headbutted me he got frustrated because there's a lack of communication sometimes. And then depending on, if he's already not dysregulated a little bit when we go in there, or he's just not wanting to do the work that day, then he's going to have more resistance, but he can't communicate. Sometimes he can, but like a lot of times he doesn't communicate necessarily, I need a break or whatever. He just acts, it's more common for him to act it out. So he headbutts me and then squeezes my arm, and like, and then we stay calm and then tell him he can do safe hands and take deep breaths and ask for a break. And we had to leave early because then he started screaming after that. It was this weird screechy thing that I haven't heard him do before. And this is just regular run-of-the-mill stuff that I'm like, at this point, I'm 10 years into being mom. I'm 6-7 years into the rest of the journey. 8 years into being single mom, something like that. So I realized that being idealistic, I have to wrap this up, idealistic is a negative for me in this situation, because being resourceful is part of it, but like being too resourceful has been to our detriment, because you do get sick of it. You get sick of having to be like, and then also there's the surrender. Like this school thing was like, just I know it wasn't something I imagined, and I just know I was praying for something, because like last year was just it was so hard to make that decision when we were in such a financial like struggle. And then every day, the weight of it, and just not having more options or answers, and how much that negatively impacts both of us. And just my kid not having more help with the education that I don't know how to help him with. So, and then, that coming into my awareness so much now, seeing the school and then hearing that he has till 21, but I don't know what that means if he doesn't make it to 21, or they have to no, that's for the scholarship. Yeah, so I know he has till 21 to pass. But that's only another 3 years. I was 19 when I graduated, but I started late. But it's only another 3 years, and I don't know what level he's at with anything, because I'm not doing tests, and so we're gonna find that out. So I've just been doing the best I can, pretty much solo. But I'm like, that's where I'm like, not advocating more is biting me in the ass. And you are having to pick your battles out here, because you don't always I haven't had the capacity, being in immense survival with us not having enough food. My focus is like, I don't have you're just in extreme survival. Like, it's fucking nuts, man. So that's where I'm like, that the universe is working it out, because I would have never imagined us having a school like right here, or that would have been an option for my kid, because him not making friends, like, because mine's not like, he's not like super, he's introverted and extroverted. Like, he does interact with people. He's not super shy, and he's not super, he might be artistic, but like there's things like that where it's like I haven't discovered all those things about him, like all the little like creative things that he might like he doesn't have, it's hard to figure out what his interests are. And that just adds to, like, in general, he's a sweet, loving, like, content kid. Seeing the gentle side of him come out, seeing the fact that he's interacting with kids better, because we could be here for hours talking about all of it. Like, he used to have like aggression, or just like overly touchy-feely sometimes with other kids. So, and just still having that social barrier is hard, because some kids are just mean, or they immediately start judging. Like, Mike Teddy was trying to read the sign at the therapy place, and he was stumbling over it, and because reading signs is a big thing he's doing right now, which is amazing. And then the girl was like asking how old he is, and I told her, I don't know if she was the same age or young, and she was like, I know how to read that. And I don't think he heard her, but it was like, that it just takes those few dagger comments. Anyway, you can't avoid the bullies. You get so jaded, or just so like, I'm just taking it a day at a time. That kind of goes with all this experience anyway. And then just not even knowing all the area, like the fact that my kid has low, like I'm not so like burdened, I guess. That doesn't seem the right word. When I don't have so many things that are like not figured out, I guess. I would probably notice the fact that my kid's not really wanting to. I knew that he wasn't necessarily trying to like climb more things at the park, but like that his upper body is actually weak, and that he needs help in that area. So it's like, that's what's so hard about this, is I'm like, like, we need the village more than like a regular, like, whatever, not like a regular single mom, but like, I know that there have been earth angels. I know that, again, like with my neighbors, and in general, like, it's trial and error, because it's like you could have a great school with great teachers and it just not be, your kid just not do well because he's overstimulated. Like, there's just that with autism, it's so hard because there's so much unknown. And an even bigger part is that everything is like in his time. Like, that's been a big learning thing for me, is that it's like his teeth even like started falling out at like 9 and 10, when most kids have already lost all of their teeth and gotten new teeth by this point. So, accepting that, because like the fact that my kid is reading signs now, like that's amazing. It's just it's hard to witness the things that he struggles with and not know how to help him. Like that's always going to be hard. And you don't want to force it. I don't want him to hate. I don't want to do too much and like, or get for me, like I'm struggling with it. So then that's affecting, then he doesn't want to do school. Like I don't want any of that. It's just insane. It's insane. And then sometimes it just seems like it's easier to just keep, like, we've been doing sight words. Okay, I'm gonna stop here. We've been doing sight words, I feel like, since day one. Since fucking day one. He loves that. He likes doing it. Love is a strong word. He likes doing it. He's real good with it. He's really fast. I know it also applies to reading. So, like, it still is, like, has purpose. But I'm like, we've advanced past that. I know that he doesn't need, he doesn't really need that anymore, but we've just kept doing it because it's focus. It's making him work and be focused and listen and answer. And, I haven't even been creative with any of that in so long. Okay. I feel like I was more of a realist in the beginning, but then when I recognized how much of a mountain and how many obstacles we had going against us, and I forget that like he had an amazing team. He was doing full-time therapy for a year. Like we're very, very blessed that he got that level of support. And again, like the IEP, all of the people at the school that were there, like they were great. It was just like them not having behavioral training, and my kid just unfortunately being one that chose to have like aggressive and not even aggressive necessarily, but just like crazy behaviors at school was like worst case scenario. Like a lot of kids will mask at school and then come home and be dysregulated, which is not fun. That sucks. But like I would prefer that because then I would know that he could handle school and be able to start learning, be in more of those types of environments. And I would have to help him with the rest of it. But whereas like mine being like trying to like buck the system, essentially being a rebel and a menace, like, what is like, it's something that was like, okay, no, because then it didn't fully, that's where it was also crazy. I gotta stop this. That's when it was also crazy because it was like, it's not like he wasn't ever having behaviors, but he wasn't bringing it home with him. So when I was getting some of it in the reports, but there's a lot that they just don't, they don't have time for, or they just whatever, you don't get it. And then that last meeting that he had, and it was like they had almost nothing good to say, or positive or hopeful or any of that, because they were like, it was so out of control, they didn't know what to do. And I was like, and we were already planning on doing this home therapy, and I was like, damn, dude. And my kid still has those tendencies. Like he may always have the tendency to try to be, he's much more compliant now. And he likes, in general, he likes doing good, because I don't think he likes, I don't know, there's a mix though. He doesn't seem, and there's times where he doesn't care that he has aggressive behavior. And I think a lot of that's because I wanted him to feel, I don't want him to feel shame, but like at the same time, I may have been too nice about a lot of it because he doesn't seem to care about that. So, that's a problem, because if he doesn't care about being a menace, or that he's not more aware of other people and their boundaries, like that's not good. Their need for safety and all of those kinds of things. Like he needs to learn, he needs to know all of that. Okay. That's a lot, but like I don't have therapy, and I have no idea I don't know for sure that the school thing is going to happen for him. I don't know how he's going to do. And I don't know how I would be financially independent from my dad, which I know needs to happen. What I need to say to him while he has all freaking Alzheimer's, if he'll even remember it. And, where we would move to at this point and what I would be able to afford without more income. So that's what I'm living in right now. Okay, just grateful for shelter, grateful for food, grateful for water, grateful for currently a functioning AC. I'm grateful for a car that's functioning and doesn't have anything broken down. We got the battery replaced on it. Yes, I'm grateful for all those things. Amen.